Hey everybody, it's Talia and this is Baby Rose, and today I wanted to talk about the no shampoo method, also known as the no poo method, but I don't understand why anyone would want to call something a no poo method. Maybe I'm the only one who thinks like a 5-year-old boy, but I just can't hear the no poo method and not kind of giggle a little bit. So what is the no shampoo method? Well, it is the idea that the use of shampoo creates the need for shampoo. Why it intrigued me is I have a very fine, limp hair that's very prone to getting greasy. And so you would think, well, if you have very fine, limp, greasy hair, you would need to shampoo regularly. Well, I have to shampoo every day. I shampoo every single morning, and then by the evening, my hair is already greasy and already dirty and just looks disgusting. And what I realized is that by shampooing my hair, I am stripping my hair of its natural oils, and in doing so my scalp is then trying to overcompensate by creating more oils. So I have taught and trained my hair to be greasy and limp by stripping it and shampooing it. So my solution to the problem was also the cause of my problem. So within the no shampoo method movement, there are two main factions of people. There are those that are the hardcore no shampoo people that literally only use water, and then there are the people that will still rinse their hair and wash their hair, but only with shampoo alternatives such as baking soda, apple cider vinegar, honey. Your hair goes through what is called a transition stage, and if you can't tell by this wonderfully revealing lighting right now, I am in the thick and the heart of the transition stage. So my hair is incredibly greasy. It's disgusting actually how greasy it is. So the transition period can last anywhere from about 2 to 6 weeks is what I have been reading is normal, depending on your hair type. Knowing me, it's probably going to be about 6 weeks because I was so dependent on daily shampoo use. But hopefully it won't be as bad as this for the next 6 weeks, because that would be terrible. My husband was gone for this week, and it was a great time to kind of look greasy and nasty and barbaric while he's out of town and I don't have anyone to impress. So originally, in starting the no shampoo method, I decided to do water only. That lasted for 2 days, and then I quickly started researching alternative shampoos that are just all natural remedies and would help decrease the oil buildup in your hair. So then I tried the baking soda and apple cider vinegar treatment. What I found after getting out of the shower is my hair looked incredible. It looked absolutely amazing, and looked even better than it did when I would typically wash it with shampoo. It had body, it had a little wave to it. I was super excited. Then I started doing more research and I thought, why is this so effective? Why is this even better than shampoo? What happens when you mix baking soda and vinegar is it creates a very acidic, harsh, and damaging environment for your hair. Now, even if you use baking soda alone, it still is considered extremely damaging and drying to your hair. Just because it's natural and it's in your cabinet does not mean that it's good for your hair. She was ready for a nap, so I had to put Rose down. The baking soda, apple cider vinegar mix was a huge disappointment because even though it left my hair feeling and looking wonderful, it was actually more harmful than the shampoo was. So, but why, pray tell, would I tell you about a no shampoo method when my hair looks absolutely greasy and nasty and terrible? Great question. Well, supposedly, at the end of the transition stage, as long as it may last for you, your hair does something magical and wonderful. The scalp begins to produce just enough oil for your hair to maintain its softness and moisture, but it doesn't create so much that it's overburdened and overwhelmed with grease to where it actually looks greasy. So when you do the water only method, supposedly you get to a stage where your hair just learns to self-manage and self-maintain, and the water is able to get any of the dirt and buildup in food or whatever you had in your hair, and then ta-da, you're free, and you don't have to use shampoo anymore, and you're no longer a slave to putting in false products to make your hair look like it's healthy. Your hair is actually going to be healthy. Will I get there? I don't know. But right now, I'm just greasy. So, even though my hair is greasy and nasty, it is kind of doing something a little bit fantastic. You kind of would have to be here in person to take a look and to know what my hair looks like naturally, but I just got out of the shower this morning and I didn't do anything with it. I just let it air dry, and I didn't do a thing to it or touch it really or anything. I just wanted to show you guys what it looked like after getting out of the bath, rinsing with water after not shampooing your hair for 7 days. My hair is typically very limp, very fine. It's almost like baby hair, and it just kind of sticks to my scalp or begins to frizz out like someone rubbed a balloon on the top of my head. So it's kind of nasty. However, right now, it's actually doing this fun kind of like wavy thing. It's got a lot of bounce and flounce to it. Even though it's greasy, it's not like sticking to my head. Also, my brother, who was here earlier, assured me that my hair doesn't look greasy. It just looks like I have a little bit of product in it, like a little too much mousse. Is he being nice? Maybe, I don't know. But to me, it definitely looks and feels greasy. But even though it's greasy, it's not heavy. So it's a completely different kind of like dirty hair mentality. When I think dirty hair, I think matted to your head, not doing anything, limp, lifeless, looks wet type hair. But even though this tends to have a little bit of a wet, over shiny look to it, it's wonderful and it's just full of life and flounce. And so even only about 7 or 8 days in, my hair is already doing some pretty exciting things. And from what I've read and all my research has told me is my hair will continue to get better. So I'll be sure to keep you updated. So what is the right way to do the shampoo method? So first off, stay away from the baking soda and vinegar. Even though my end goal is simply doing the just water and hopefully being able to get to the point where I can go 3 or 4 days from even having to rinse my hair with water, I am in the process trying to experiment with a couple different things that No Shampoo users rant and rave about. And one of them is a honey wash. So supposedly if you put 1 part honey to 4 parts water in a jar and you shake it up real good and rinse it through your hair, you'll have what's called a honey rinse. And what that's going to do is help cleanse your hair a little bit more than the water would on its own, and even introduce a little bit more moisture into your hair. Now, I don't necessarily need more moisture in my hair at the moment because I have so much oil, but I actually did try the honey the other day, and it actually kind of feels pretty cool in your hair once it's rinsed out. Your hair doesn't smell like honey, it doesn't feel sticky at all. The water dilution helps spread it around evenly, and when you fully rinse it and get it out of your hair, then it actually feels quite nice and it enhances your curls. So if you have curly hair, everyone rants and raves about the honey method. Now, when you're using a honey, make sure that you're using the raw and unfiltered honey, because that is going to have amazing antibacterial benefits as well. So it's kind of duly purposed. So this works great for curly hair supposedly, and it did make my hair kind of like it is today, but even more so, much more curly and kind of have more flounce and bounce to it. So this is kind of nice. Now, some people will mix that honey with a little bit of apple cider vinegar as well, and that just also helps to cleanse it. Now, Mayday, when you are putting vinegar in your hair, it's going to smell like you are salad dressing, but however, when you rinse it out, you will completely rinse out the smell and it will not be gross. Now, so far, even though my hair looks greasy, my hair does not smell bad. It actually isn't dirty. It just has the appearance of being dirty because it's so oily, but it is not filthy and gross. Now, there are a couple ways to help you get through the greasy period without looking too greasy, because having your hair look nasty for weeks and weeks, ain't nobody got time for that. Honestly, the biggest is just going to be a hat. I've been wearing a hat the last couple days. I'm not now because I'm trying to show you guys the truth of what it really looks like, but a hat is definitely needed for the first at least couple weeks of the transitional period. Now, if you have long hair, lots of updos. You can do baby powder, especially if you are every couple days doing a apple cider vinegar rinse, because that's going to get rid of any buildup that the powder will create in your hair that maybe the water couldn't get out on its own. Also, if you want to go with something a little lighter than baby powder, you can actually create your own dry shampoo using just ingredients from your cabinet. Now, if you have darker hair, you can actually mix cornstarch with cocoa powder, and it'll give you a similar color to your own hair. You can actually just use spices from your cabinet that match your hair color mixed with a little cornstarch. Or if you have blonde hair, just use cornstarch all on its own. Now, you can just put it in your hand and kind of shake it throughout your hair. But what I have here that I really love is kind of a spray bottle for powder. I don't know if you can see that powder come out, but it comes out in a real nice fine mist, and you just put that over your hair and kind of shake it through, and then I'll even lift up and do layers So I'm getting all the under levels and just kind of spraying it throughout your hair. Now this will only do so much to relieve some of the oiliness, but especially if you have an updo, it will at least get you to be able to make it through the day without looking just like a homeless person. Now it's also very important while doing the no shampoo method to use a boar's bristle brush or something similar, a brush that has a lot of bristles really close together, because what that is going to do, it's going to take the oil from the crown of your head where it likes to build up right at the roots and bring it down to the ends of your hair that actually need it and are thirsty and want the oil. So it's just spreading the love around and making sure everyone's getting a piece of the action, and it's going to make your hair look less greasy. Now it will kind of wreak havoc a little bit on your waves, but after using the shampoo method, even people that have traditionally frizzy, curly hair have claimed that even after brushing their hair, they have no more frizz because their hair is nice and evenly coated with its own natural scalp's oils, and the hair is just perfectly suited to endure wind, brushes, whatever harsh weather conditions may come your way, humidity, whatever, your hair's oils are just naturally perfectly suited to take care of your hair and make it look good in all those conditions. When you're doing the no shampoo method, in order to do it correctly, it's important that you're either in a warm shower or in a warm bath and that the water is pretty hot. You don't obviously want to go into like too hot of water that's going to hurt you. Make sure it's pretty darn hot, and then you're going to want to thoroughly scrub your scalp all over. Do small circles, then big circles, then just all over. Run your hair through your fingers. Make sure that you're really hitting every inch of your scalp. Okay, so once you have thoroughly scrubbed your hair and your scalp and you've rinsed your hair many times, once you get out of the shower, it's important also not to use a traditional towel and just shake your head and scruff it all over. That is going to encourage frizziness, and it's also kind of damaging and bad to your hair. So you just take a normal shirt like you would wear, cotton, mixed fibers, whatever. Just dry your hair with your shirt going from the roots down. Not only is that going to dry your hair in a manner that discourages frizziness, but it's going to also encourage the movement of oil from your roots to your ends. And then you can even wrap up your hair like a Breakfast at Tiffany's style twist and let it dry in the shirt just like you would a towel, but it's going to be more effective and less harmful for your hair because you're going to be using more gentle of a fabric. This method is definitely not for everybody, because using the no shampoo method means that you're not going to be putting product in your hair. So if you're a big product junkie and there's a lot of products that you really like putting in your hair, or you really like your hair to smell a certain way, then your hair is going to need something harsh like shampoo or baking soda to go ahead and strip that out and get rid of it and start from scratch. Vinegar can only remove so much, and it's not intended to remove like the chemicals of like a hairspray or a mousse. Definitely not going to speak to all hair types. Some hair types are very different to mine. Instead of being oily, they're incredibly dry, and if that's the case, the no shampoo method can still work for you. However, you'd want to take a little different approach to it. Over here I have some coconut oil, and this is what the no shampooers use that have really dry, brittle hair. And after they're done washing their hair with water, from about halfway down their hair to the ends, they'll apply a little bit of the coconut oil in their hair and just let it sit. And then your hair is just going to not only smell really good, but it will also be moisturized and have that condition treatment that you were looking for. I've also heard people conditioning with avocados. Again, honey is also a great moisturizer as well. So there's really not a one size fits all to the no shampoo method. You have to do a lot of research and just try things that work for you. So I will keep you guys posted on what I find works, and I'll make sure to be honest with you guys, and if I bail out on it or I skip early or whatever, I'm gonna let you guys know, because I have read so many varying blogs. I'm kind of interested to see maybe who's trying to be a little too hippy-dippy and make it sound better than it's not, because I am a bit skeptical just because my hair is so greasy that it will be able to kind of maintain itself. But it's just such a grand idea that that little treasure at the end of the rainbow is just, it's getting me there. So I'm trying. So grease and all, here I go. I would love to hear from you guys. So if you have any natural shampoos that have worked for you, or alternatives or remedies, or if you've stuck to the no poo method and you've made it through the transition period to the end, please send words of encouragement or correction to what I've said, or little additions that you would have. I'd love to read that and be really curious to see what you guys all have to say about the no shampoo method. And can we just all agree to call it no shampoo method instead of no poo method? I know I've slipped a couple times just because I've been reading so much about the no poo method, but let's just all decide now to stop calling it the no poo method so we don't have to sound stupid. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you try it, good luck. I hope it goes well. Let me know how it goes. All right, bye.